Hello, beautiful Scorpio. Welcome to your reading. Today we're going to dive into the energies of next 4 weeks, and this is going to be about material stuff, money, career, success. We're going to look into what's coming your way, what's leaving your life. I have 4 here already. Okay, 5, and there's another 5 here. The symbols are going to give us a general idea what you should be aware of, what you should be watching out for. And then I'm going to jump into your coffee cup. At the end, we're going to pull some cards to get clarity about your situation week by week. By the way, if you go on to enjoy this message, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share with someone who really needs to hear it. And also, go ahead and hit the subscribe if you haven't already. We have a nest here. An emotionally secure, loving family is important to you. It's important because I feel like it's going to have an effect in your next 4 weeks. Affairs with your family comes forth again. Sometimes maybe the family might be also being a support in a fear, worry, and intense situation. I feel like the tense situation here is not really something connected to the family. I feel like here the tense situation is something that is happening outside of the family, maybe overall generally about money situations, and your family might be there to support you and maybe give you that comfort you need. Let's see what this. The Hangman and 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups is something that you're emotionally attached, that you're deciding to walk away from it. I feel like this is a fear situation because you don't really see any progress about that, what's happening there. That's why maybe you're fearful. However, I feel like with the help of the family, you're going to be able to walk away from that thought. We have a bell here, announcement, good news, and good fortune is coming. So it's going to worth the wait. It's going to worth the wait. It's the Hangman here. It's also the weight, showing the weight. And I feel like it's going to worth the wait if you can be patient with yourself. We have the candle here. You will be shown the way. That's very important. I feel like some of you might be going through this 8 of Cups moment. There are problems, troubles that you now don't want to deal with anymore. 2 of Swords is the moment of decision. You need to pick a pathway here. You need to make your choice, and maybe you're wondering which way to go. And the candle tells me that you'll be shown the way. It can also be like lighting up a candle, and that the burning of that can actually clear the energy that you're struggling with. We have a kangaroo, unsettled times, need to plan ahead. Okay, so do plan ahead. If you need to save it. Someone is leaving your life. That can be also something that you should be prepared for. But I feel like whoever is leaving is a two-faced friend here, a broken ring, parting of the ways, either romance or business. So get ready, because someone who is maybe doing things behind your back is leaving your life. That's good to know. But this might even put you in a situation to make a decision about the future. Yeah, you're going to make the right choice. This is the logical outcome. This is the logical thing to do. The Fool is a new beginning, so it's not really, parting of the ways is not really ending in a bad situation for you. This is actually going to give you the upper hand to sail towards a new future. As an Empress here, so it's going to be an environment. We have all feminine. The Fool even looks like a female here. So this is a new journey for you. This is something that is going to bring much more creativity and gentleness into your life. Maybe you're working in a very harsh environment with two-faced people, and they were causing this unsettled times. Parting of the ways can be a little sudden tower moment, but I feel like it's going to be really passing fast because you're going to start to see the benefits immediately. Let's see what we have here. There are 4 tears of joy falling out of your cup. I say in your heart there are some waves. You might be feeling frustrated about a situation. And I see you are inside of the shadow of a person here. In your hand, you're holding a magic wand. Magic wand, the magician holds the magic wand. It's the new beginning energy. It's the alchemist energy. You're creating your life. However, you have a shadow over someone. Like over yourself, or maybe you're wearing somebody else's skin. I feel this can be someone maybe you're taking as an example when it comes to life, work, money. The thing is though, maybe their clothing is a little too big for you. this is not in the sense of that you are smaller. It doesn't mean that. I feel like maybe it doesn't fit perfectly because this is not who you are. You don't have to be that person. You can be the Empress, which Empress she has her own vibe, her creativity, her productivity, and she's resourceful and she's calm, cool, collected. Maybe you're trying to fill up somebody else's shoes, that they might have like an aggressive attitude because this person's riding a horse here. And maybe this time, Scorpio, you are actually realizing that you have somebody else's cloak over you and dropping that. As soon as you decide and realize that, you see that you are actually above this person here, and you're realizing maybe you need to shrink yourself into a box, into a certain character space in order to be able to fit in this person's clothing. So you're much more bigger than that. You are actually taking much more space than that. As soon as you get out of there, I see here there's a queen or maybe a king who is holding a wand, or someone with like a entrepreneur spirit, and the wand can indicate this person's being passionate about life and creating their desires. Their back is turned towards you, but as soon as you get out and into your big shell, your true self, this person turns around, comes to you with an offer, okay? The person can be an authority, can be an institution, can be, if you're writing a book, it can be an editor. Now I'm thinking the example, I'm going to go with the book example because I feel like everybody can relate to that. Like all of us have a story that we might be thinking, oh, maybe I should write that down, or maybe I should turn that into a book, but we don't really have most of the time to do that. The thing is, though, maybe you're trying to write things in a style of someone. Let's say you are writing a horror story and like you're copying Stephen King. The thing is, though, he has his own specific style and he mastered that for years now. And you can maybe try to copy his system, but it wouldn't apply, like fit to your character perfectly or your storytelling because you're a different person. The moment you realize that you're limiting yourself by putting yourself in a box, like, let me do what they do, the moment you actually let go of that structure, you're actually expanding on a bigger, much bigger level. Okay, this is maybe you don't want to turn that into a horror story. You want to turn it into an adventure. Okay, and then it just goes in that field and just becomes an adventure. Okay, so it can be about writing your life story as well. It can be about how you're treating your business, your career, your money as well. Maybe you have watched someone to treat their money in a very limited like a limited way, which you want to keep it in a certain like saved, secured way in a certain amount of, but then you might want to expand and explore some other things and maybe add some experiences into your human psyche, human existence. Okay, so it seems like here that's going to go through. That's going to, I see there's a big head here. You can see like the eyes of the person that is wearing a hat. They're going to go through your mind. I see there are many pathways opening. You're actually planning even a trip here, which leads to a chunk of money at the end of the day if you can pursue the path. This has still some time, maybe third, fourth week can show up as an idea. But the thing is, they're gonna start to flow into your head. I can see that you're putting your thinking cap on, and then the idea starts flowing. I see there's like a female figure, and there's a masculine figure also. Kind of looks like a Buddha. The masculine, the female looks like also another figure of Buddha. I don't know if you ever see that one with like a little curly hair with a black hair. Depicted version, like a gold Buddha. So either way, it's leading you towards calmness, and all this female energy, feminine energy is also calmness as well. So if the idea coming to you, inspiration coming to you is exciting and also calm, peaceful, that's the way to go. If it's stressful, if it's any paranoid thoughts coming to you, that's not this inspiration speaking to you. That's something totally different. Okay. Within the third week, I see here there's like kind of looks like a spaceship landing, or maybe even taking off, like the tip part of it actually that's going towards the sky. The thing is, there are three people sitting on top of it. The spaceship can be your travel plans. You maybe want to leave this like a toxic environment. The empty chair is a chair that you're gonna actually empty out. There is maybe like a two-faced friend here playing both sides. Either way, though, We have a lot of Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy with a Libra energy, with a Fool. So it can be an air sign you're dealing with here. And another thing is there are 3 people sitting on top of it. Maybe you leaving the situation is really going to destroy them. That's why they're trying to hold your spaceship down. Consider spaceship as like your existence on that plane, on that environment, in that environment. And when you leave, it can be spiritual leaving or mentally leaving as well. It doesn't have to be physically. For example, if this is, let's put you in a boardroom and like a presentation is happening there and you only do your part and you're not participate more than that. That's actually mentally leaving the space. Okay, when you don't throw more of what you're not really paid off, or maybe more than what you are expected of, that's mentally leaving the space. That's a big threat for these people. That's why they might try to sabotage you. However, I see like a big dinosaur here, like those ones with a long neck, which is vegetarian ones. I think they're called omnivore. Yeah, so this one is right there. This can be someone really calm, cool, collected. However, a big creature, big person, or big entity, they're coming to you with a bright thought, idea, offer. This can be legal paper, a contract, or something that will be like really bringing sunshine into that situation. So because you're trusting that, you're moving forward. I see that there's like a duck right here, okay? The duck is on the, okay, there's on the top of the wings of here a peaceful bird. What was that? A dove. So the duck can be someone protective of you. It can represent a feminine figure, a female figure who's loving, supportive. And it seems like they're bringing some good news, or they're coming on the wings of some positive news towards you, and then there's clarity coming after that. Like you will know what to do. When I see the feminine figure, the duck can also be like, when I see these people, I describe people time to time, I see like a letter Y. This can mean their first name or the last name. I see like a K, maybe Kate. I know Kate doesn't have a Y, but KT can mean their name. Can be like a letter. This can even be someone that you're taking as an example, as a mentor, or maybe a book that you're reading, okay? Because if you're in the expectancy of something to come from a certain pathway, because I said it here, and you might tend to ignore other things coming your way as well. So do not limit yourself into a box, like I said here, because that's what they're trying to do, or whoever is actually pressuring you, or this can be over general public as well. Maybe you are better for them, for their benefit, if you're boxed in. So that's why just expand your ways of thinking. That's going to be very important. Let's dive into your soul sign now. If you have a specific question, desire, and intention, hold it in your mind. I see a roof right here for some of you. There's a V above that. V is a victory, roof is a home, and I can see like a round, it kind of looks like a birdhouse, but kind of reminds me of, there was this cartoon when I was growing up called Heidi. And there was this little Swiss girl, a girl from Switzerland, living in the mountains with this round, I think that was a round view, like a window that she had in the attic. There are 2 desires. They're merging into together and then coming forward, okay? And until they merge together, they're going to take some time. The thing gets back, let's get back to this, the house on the mountains with a round window. So this is your round, is the eye shape, basically the way you see the world. And there's a home. This is inside of the home. So I feel like here, there is a specific way you see the world, but maybe you're not really, it's inside of your heart, deep down there, you're hiding it. But your vision is actually going to turn, like I see there are other roofs forming here. Maybe there are other people already to embody the vision that you have, okay? And you have been maybe sharing them with not the right crowd until this time, but it seems like the right crowd will be showing up for you. Another thing here is your energy field is intact right here. Your heart is protected. So I feel this is not the time of like creativity. Maybe you have done already creative work. It's in your heart space that we have an eagle landing on it, which symbolizes freedom and being sovereign. sovereign. So like that sovereign ideas belongs to you. Creative ideas can actually light up other rooms, light up other people's houses as well. This can be you becoming an advisor for others, or teaching something to people, or producing a product if you have an idea of that. That is lighting up other rooms, okay? This can be applied to any different situation, so I don't want to specifically give examples to it, but it seems like overall, your light is lighting up other people's homes, okay? So it can be an invention, or by the way, it can be like an electronic invention as well. It kind of sounds like that, something like that to me as well. By the way, guys, if you've been here so far, please do comment down below, drop a like, and drop a heart shape, maybe even a yellow heart, so I will know. I read all of your comments and I truly appreciate them. Comment down below which part of this reading resonated with you most, or which one part you like the most. Now I'm going to pull the tarot. We're going to go week by week. What's going on here? Eight of Swords. What's up? What's happening with that? This is a good one because this is basically breaking free from whatever is holding you back, this room. And there's actually, what is this? Archangel Michael, we can say. Archangel Michael is the one who controls the weathers. I think that's the one. And the weathers, the air, your thoughts. So it seems like your thoughts might have been build this wall or this gate in front of you that wasn't allow you to think outside of the box. You are breaking free from it, but you can see it's not fully open. This is the second week. We're going to get to that detailing. It's not fully open because maybe you're not really ready for fully expanding yourself to outside your comfort zone. But either way, this is actually a good, it's an illusion of entrapment. You're realizing that it's your mind that is holding you back. There was actually a term. It's your mind limiting you. And the renewal comes afterwards. So when you open the door, pry open that door just tiny bit, you're going to be able to see there's something much bigger outside of that. We're starting the first week with the moon's energy. Ooh, okay, Seven of Swords, what's going on here? Moon is not really having clarity at this time about where the path is going to lead you, okay? And this is the moment to listen to your intuition and pay attention to signs from the divine. And it also says unnecessary worry because we have Seven of Swords. Maybe there's some shady things happening in the background, or maybe you need to be strategic with what you're doing this time. You cannot really reveal your whole cards in front of someone who is actually asking you to do some things that you're not willing to do, or maybe in a money situation that you need to really play your cards carefully. Seven of Swords can indicate that as well. And this might actually put you in a paranoid position, because you need to strategize. You're thinking everybody's strategizing around you. But basically, the moon tells us that's unnecessary worry. You don't need to worry about that. You just need to focus on your own revelations, okay? That will make everything clear. Another thing, what's intuition, I would like to tell you. Intuition and instinct are two different things. Instinct is more of like an animal instinct that we have. It really usually depends on ours or our ancestors' experiences that has been in our DNA, in our body, that we have been carrying around. For example, when you see a fast car coming, you jump to the side of the road. You don't jump in front of it. Okay, we're not like the cow or another deer. We don't just get frozen on the spotlight and or that the car's lights hit on us. We just roll ourselves out of the harm's way. That's the first response we have, unless you have anything different happening with you. So that's the instinct. But this is intuition. And intuition is a little different than that. Intuition doesn't come in the moment of fear, worry, anxiety. Intuition comes when you're feeling calm, when you're doing what you love. And doing what you love can be the simplest things, guys. Do not over exaggerate it, because we tend to, as human beings, put our loving things so high that we create a big distance in between what we love to do, and then we never do them. So think of the smallest things that you would love to do. And that's when the intuition actually starts rising to the surface. This can be knitting, which is my thing, which I do. I knit socks. I crochet shawls. It can be painting. It can be making yourself a mean cup of tea that maybe you love drinking tea, different types of teas, and making different types of coffees. Whatever it is, that's small things that you use your hands, okay? And it doesn't have to be always like making a Picasso painting. So it can be the tiniest thing that you're scribbling somewhere. Then the inspiration will actually go through your hand, and the intuition will actually speak to you through your hand. And I feel like that's the key. That's what the swords, actually Seven of Swords also tells you. This is going to be discreet. The information is going to come to you very discreetly. It's not going to be something just jumping in your face, okay? So calming the mind in this kind of stressful moments and situations is really hard because of what's happening around the world. I don't know if you're catching up with it, but the thing is, that's going to be crucial for you at this time, Scorpio, because you're highly intuitive. Scorpios that I know are highly intuitive. They just feel like going somewhere one day, and then when they get there, everything they need actually gets prepared. If you have kind of like a memory like that, please comment down below, like give us a small, don't have to give the whole detail, but a small coincidence that happened to you, which happens to Scorpios all the time. So this is how it's going to play out. The second week is going to be you're actually getting the intuitive movement and seeing the result, and also moving out of that illusion of entrapment, okay? The Eight of Swords is her eyes are tied, but she's not. She can walk away. The door is open anytime. However, she's stuck in her mind and thinking that I am trapped here. The lack of self-confidence that makes you feel helpless, being afraid to take action, take responsibility for your life now. So this is actually a very good life lesson as well for some of you, for me as well, for every one of us. Maybe there's something you always wanted to do, but you're lacking the confidence doing that. And because you lack the confidence, someone who doesn't even have the half of the experience you have, stepping up and blurring some words, and then they're getting the job. They're getting the position that you want. So you need to realize that you're already in the Garden of Eden. She's in the beautiful garden right there. You can break free. You're not in the swamp like the original tarot. It didn't show up here. You're not in the swamp. You're in the beautiful garden here. All you need to do is use the resources, inspirations, the ideas coming to your knowledge, your experiences, and trust. That's what the Nine of Pentacles have here very vividly. She trusts that she's rich, wealthy. She has everything in her head that can make her rich, and she uses them, utilizes them, and then enjoys whatever comes her way. Whatever the wealth she already has, she enjoys them, and that is a multiplier. Gratitude is a multiplier. The third week we have the renewal, and I feel like here then you're going to turn that into a renewable force or source, okay? This can be about reviewing the past with compassion and forgiveness, it says here. So renewal is the judgment day. So what's going to happen is when you even if you don't feel confident, if you act like it is going to actually help you get the certain things that you desire, and it's going to be opening up a gateway. And this will help you also review the past with compassion and forgiveness. Renewal is a judgment day. The angel of judgment coming to the light. And I think that this is Jupiter. I'm not really sure. But also bringing peace, okay? Bringing clarity on your life purpose and helping you let go of the past, which you will embody the power of magician here when you're able to let go of what doesn't serve you. With the magician, this is the alchemist. If you ever read the book Alchemist, I definitely recommend that. The judgment day, letting go of, this doesn't mean that letting go of forgive who did wrong to you. Doesn't mean that allow them back into your life and let them do the same thing again. It doesn't mean that. The renewal, the judgment is letting yourself off the hook. Maybe thinking, I could have done better. I should have done better. I should have knew better. I would have been better. Whatever the better thing that is coming to, or maybe they could have been better. That's all about like, no, this is a new life. This is a new day. The past is in the past. I learned the lesson now. I have all the tools that I needed from this experience. Now I'm going to create something new. This is, I feel like, the decision that you will make this day, this third week, that's basically is going to start affecting your whole life. Okay, so make sure that you're making positive decisions and you're making taking positive things, life lessons out of the things happening in your life. Okay, which comes with the Page of Cups. Page of Cups is your energy at the same time. It's an overflowing cup here. So you might be getting an emotionally fulfilling offer. This can be I was going to say a love offer, but because this is about material things, this can be an offer that will be really fulfilling you, that you will feel confident, you will feel loved in there. A sensitive, open-hearted experience, inexperience, it says, open-hearted experience you're going to have. This can be an area you're stepping into, social inventions or events that you might not really have experience in those areas. And messages regarding relationships. However, is this going to stop you? No. You're going to pull that confidence that you actually practiced and you're going to apply it to this situation. And that will also heighten your psychic abilities, your intuition. You're going to feel what to do, what to say. And the Queen of Wands is someone who actually is extremely confident, and she knows, look at her face, just how calm she is. She knows that everything is working out for her. She's so lucky, and she knows that. She feels it. And like, she holds her sunflower with confidence as well. And she doesn't give anything about what other things, because she has her black cat and she is loving that little butt. I was going to say bug because I have a little black cat as well. So she is decisive, and you do have this decision, okay? That environment you step in, that heartfelt place, will be celebrating you, okay? You're accepting you, celebrating you, loving you when you step into that space, okay? Let's see what else we have. We're going to pull some intention for wealth, what you need to know. These are some chakra colors, but they also have some life lessons and questions to be considered, okay? Because sometimes questions can lead us to the answers that we don't know we need, okay, guys? That's very important. Let's see what we have. Acceptance. This is your root chakra. So this is, I feel like, your current situation, that what you're doing with money, what you're dealing with money. And the thing is, you might be actually having this kind of like seeming like undesirable experience. Look at her, like she's not happy. She has a slice of cherry, but she's serving that to others, but she's being guided, protected here, but she's not aware of it. I feel like this is your current situation. Maybe you're feeling like I am serving to all this humanity, but not getting anything out of it, okay? So that can be really frustrating, but the solution here comes as the answer is the acceptance, accepting what is. Because before, if you don't accept what is happening, you cannot really change it. You cannot really demand something better. If you're always in your mind, and if you're not in that space right now, okay? If your mind is in the past and the future, you're not in the present, you cannot change the present. We have despondence here coming forth. When you do that, despondence is actually, let me see. It's a word that I wasn't familiar with, so I looked up the meaning and I forgot it again. Guess what? Because it's not my first language. The quality of being unhappy with no hope or enthusiasm, okay? So when you accept what is, it might hit you as a despondence at first. It might be like, okay, I'm not happy. I don't like this life. So what happens is when you realize that, it actually gives you an idea of, okay, maybe I should just change that, right? If I don't like it, maybe I should try and change it. There's a moment of revelation that she's having. Look at her hands up in the air. And she's going to actually, this can be also you realizing, having a revelation and starting to take action, and encouragement coming in, the confidence kicking in, and you're starting to do things that you will enjoy to do, okay? So sometimes, even if it seems like it's a negative thing, it's going to turn out to be positive for you. Let's see one more. Complacency. Okay, so this is very important while you're doing that. So you might even indulge into, that's actually, I feel like she's doing the same thing too. You're realizing that while you're having what you desire, the material stuff, are you going to feel sorry about your life at the end of the day? Are you going to feel like, okay, feeling so satisfied with your own abilities or situation that you don't feel that you need to try harder anymore? So you're going to be so satisfied, and then you're not going to take any more action anymore. Is that what's going to happen? It can go both ways. It can be like, I'm just satisfied. I'm going to do more for myself and my future after the despondence. Or you can say, you know what, I did enough. But then you see the leaves are falling. So neither nor, either or, the balance here with the justice here, I feel this is basically telling you need to do everything in balance. You can accept where you are and still not feel satisfied where you are. Work for more and then appreciate it. Okay, this is a balance you need to form, and if you don't, you can just get stuck in one of these areas, which none of them are actually useful for expansion of the humanity, expansion of yourself. Okay, so these are root chakra. This is how you are receiving material help and wealth. This is actually third eye chakra. This is your intuition, the intuitive guidance coming to you. This is how you're receiving them too. Okay, let's see what we have. We have the spirit guardian of summer expansion coming for some of you. So these questions, when you can answer them, the acceptance, are you accepting where you are? Are you despondent right now? Or are you looking for the good things in life? Or are you complacent with what you have, or you want for more? Are you creating the balance that you wish to experience? That's going to be bringing the summer to your financial reality and expand you. We have the phoenix here. This is your transmutation and transformation, and from the fire to the ashes to the light and a new phoenix, you're being born anew. And we have here wood nymph with beauty. So this is going to beautify the things in your life as well. Okay, beautify in the sense of the things you want to experience. Okay, not the beauty in the physical sense. It's going to be, you're going to be able to see the beauty in everything, why certain things actually happened. Okay, I'm going to pull now your divine feminine. We have some guidance here, because the feminine energy, you have a lot of them. First of all, the second of it's the way to receive things. Kuan Yin is extremely strong and powerful and loving and compassionate, amazing ascended master, and you can call upon her and she can bring compassion and the things into your life with compassion as well, because we want the material to come with love. We don't want them to come with pain, suffering, and also like regrets. We want the money, the love, the opportunities to flow into our life with compassion. So she says here, I recognize suffering in order to release it. Curiosity breeds compassion. So whenever you feel judgment against yourself, others, money, maybe grow some curiosity, start asking questions, and that will bring the compassion and that will bring the right path. Okay, we have Thekla here. The prophecies of the true power. I call my power back from all times and all places. I am my own, which is aligned with a judgment here within the third week especially. So if you're feeling like, oh, this person did that to me, that person did that to me, they're all their fault, I'm powerless. This is basically within the third week especially. That's why everything is coming in front of you. So you can maybe EFT tap it away. You can clear it away with any kinds of meditation, but it is going to bring your power back to you, and that's going to boost the confidence within you as well, okay, to take action, to inspired action. All right, beautiful. That's all for today. Hope you enjoy your reading. If you do, I'm going to add some more videos right here for you to enjoy. I wish you a magical day. Bye. Hit the subscribe and join the family.